Okay, day two of the event. Let's talk about boundaries and let's talk about being bold. There is no financial independence if we don't learn to say no, because then our yes has no value. We had to learn to set boundaries, and the very first word is no. And that is hard for women. We have been taught to be accommodating. And it's almost impossible sometimes to override. So there are different ways and to say no. And I teach people different techniques to say wonderful things and then say the no in the middle and then say another wonderful things because our tendency is to accommodate. We want to accommodate. We want to make everybody feel good. So yeah, we give ourselves some of that tendency. We can indulge in making people feel good and then to say no and then make people feel good again. So there are some techniques that you're going to have to learn because you had to say no. Otherwise, otherwise you are going to be living someone else's lives. You're going to follow someone else's purpose. You're going to be working for free for someone else's purpose or for a salary or whatever because you are unable to say no, or you are going to stay in a toxic relationship. You're going to stay in an abusive relationship because you're not able to say no. So we had to find ways to say no. And it's so difficult. If it's so difficult for us to say no, go to hell, we need to find other ways to say no, maybe in a sweeter way. Like, look, this is not acceptable for me. Look, this is not aligned with me. Look, this doesn't resonate with me. Look, this is not making sense for me. So we need to find those ways. Also, we need to find ways to change our mind because maybe we have felt forced to say yes. Yeah, but then now I'm changing my mind. Now I'm getting the courage to say no after I said yes. And society and people are going to try to tell us that we are not consistent, we are too changeable. It doesn't matter. You don't owe anybody consistency over and above what you owe yourself, the truth. So that's the first element. So we are going to be playing with those two elements. And then at night, we're going to go to a karaoke, let our hair down. And that's going to be day two. That is going to be another reclamation of our power. So if that resonates with you, come over.